She didn't even look nervous when she told my buyer the sale was blocked. That's how I knew this wasn't a mistake. It was a move. My realtor called me sounding like she'd just witnessed a crime. Karen told them the HOA won't approve the transfer. She said, "You have active violations." Active violations? My house looked like it belonged on a real estate magazine cover. The grass cut with surgical precision, paint flawless, no trash cans in sight. But Karen, HOA president, self-appointed ruler of the cul-de-sac, had decided my exit from the neighborhood needed her permission. And she didn't just send a letter. She contacted my buyer directly. That's when petty turned dangerous. If you love powerful stories, you don't want to miss this. But before we continue, tell us where you are watching from. It makes us happy to see how far our stories travel. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Here's what she didn't know. I wasn't scrambling to sell. I was prepared. And I keep records of everything. By the time the emergency HOA meeting started that evening, the clubhouse was packed, neighbors pretending they weren't excited. Karen stood at the podium, pearls resting like medals of authority. Due to repeated violations, she announced, voice thick with confidence, we are delaying Mr. Carter's home sale. Gasps. I stood slowly. Which violations? I asked. She smiled thinly. Oh, we have documentation. So did I. And mine came with audio. Karen adjusted her microphone like she was about to deliver a victory speech. We have multiple reports, she continued, flipping through papers dramatically. Unapproved exterior modifications, landscaping inconsistencies, failure to comply with community aesthetic standards. A few neighbors nodded. The loyalists. I leaned back in my chair. Can you specify? I asked calmly. She hesitated for half a second. That was crack number one. The fence repaint, she said quickly. It's a shade off regulation beige. A man in the back whispered, it's white. Karen shot him a glare sharp enough to peel paint. And the garden lights, she continued. Too bright. My neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, raised her hand. Karen, you approved those in March. Crack number two. Karen's smile tightened. Circumstances change. That's when I stood up fully and connected my phone to the projector mounted behind her. The screen lit up. Email thread. Subject line, fence color approval. Confirmed. Her name at the bottom. Signature included. The room shifted. Oh, I said softly, almost kindly. Should I scroll? Her face paled, but she tried to recover. This is highly inappropriate. Then I hit play. Her voice filled the clubhouse speakers. I don't like him selling. We need to stall it. Make something up. Silence. Not gasps. Silence. Karen grabbed the podium like it was the only thing keeping her upright. And that's when the real twist walked through the door. The clubhouse doors swung open slowly. In walked my buyer. Behind him, a real estate attorney. Behind her, two members of the HOA board who looked like they'd just read something horrifying. Karen's grip tightened on the podium. This meeting is closed. It's actually not, the attorney replied smoothly. HOA governance meetings are subject to member transparency under state law. The room shifted again. My buyer stepped forward calmly. I recorded the call too. Karen blinked. Twice, he pulled out his phone. Her voice echoed again, clearer this time. If we delay the sale long enough, he'll drop the price. He doesn't have leverage. A murmur spread like wildfire. I folded my arms. Still think I don't have leverage? One of the board members cleared his throat. Is this true? She straightened up, attempting one last power move. I was protecting property values. The attorney slid a folder onto the table. You've just opened the HOA to a lawsuit for tortious interference, defamation, and abuse of authority. Color drained from her face, and then came the final blow. The second board member spoke quietly. We voted before this meeting, effective immediately. You're removed as president. No applause, just stunned, delicious silence. Her pearls looked heavier now. She tried to speak. Nothing came out. I stepped closer, voice calm. You should have just let me sell. She looked smaller somehow. And the neighborhood? They were already whispering about the special audit. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Karen didn't walk out. She drifted, like someone who had just realized the room she ruled was never hers. The board members stepped aside as if she were fragile glass about to shatter. Her pearls, once symbols of authority, now looked like costume jewelry from a clearance bin. But it wasn't over. The attorney cleared her throat. One more thing. The special audit had already uncovered something interesting. Karen had issued over $38,000 in violation fines in the last 2 years. Selective fines. Strategic fines. Mostly against homeowners she didn't prefer. The room shifted from shock to anger. Mrs. Thompson stood up first. You fined me $600 for wind blowing my trash can. A man in the back added, You charged me $1,200 over a mailbox shadow. The silence wasn't delicious anymore. It was dangerous. Karen tried one last time. You all agreed. No, the board member interrupted quietly. You signed most of those without quorum. Translation? She'd been playing dictator with a clipboard. My buyer stepped beside me. We're proceeding with the sale, he said calmly. Not only did the sale go through, it closed $15,000 above asking. And 2 weeks later, Karen's house went up for sale. No buyers rushed in. Funny how that works. As I handed over my keys, I took one last look at the clubhouse. Power isn't loud. It's documented. If you enjoyed this story, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell us where you're watching from. It makes us happy to see how far our stories travel. And remember, abuse of power always collapses, eventually.